Dr. Angie Williams McMichael, A-N-G-I-E, W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S hyphen M-C-M-I-C-H-A-E-L. I currently serve as the Chief of Staff of the College Preparatory and Leadership Academy.
So tell me, what inspired you to run for District 60C, and what makes you the best person to represent the community in Raleigh?
What inspires me is the opportunity to serve at a deeper level. I have always been committed to service. In fact, if you ask me, I probably have been in preparation for 7 years because that's how long I've lived here in High Point. And I believe that I am the best because I will keep the people at the forefront of what needs to happen in our communities.
And, what are the top 3 priorities you'd focus on in your first 100 days if you are selected? One, for the special seat coming up in November 15, but also just in general when you run next year.
Top 3 urgent priorities are education, housing, and the aging population. These are 3 not just hot topics, they are really critical, urgent matters in our communities. And if we don't pay attention, they will even grow worse if we don't pay some attention to them.
And what do you think is the biggest issue facing residents in District 60 right now, and what's one practical step you'll do to address that?
I think with District 60, making sure that they have the resources they need to thrive. We can look at education, of course, across the state, but we can also look right here in District 60 to see if there are under-resourced schools, there are teachers that are not, that we don't have enough teachers to be in the classrooms, and so we can look right here in our community. I think the first start is talking to the people. To be the voice of the people. I believe that I have been called with a purpose to hear the voice of the people and carry their voice forward to ensure that policies and resources are inclusive of them.
And how will you ensure transparency and accessibility for your constituents once you're in office?
For my constituents, I will always have my ear to the ground with the people. I've shared earlier today that I am the daughter of a Vietnam veteran who served in the 104th Airborne Infantry and the mother of a certified nurse's assistant who served more than 30 years in the community. That's the foundation of who I am. Service is who I am. It's not about a title. It's not about a seat even. It's about making sure the people of my community succeed. I've often told people that if you succeed and your community fails, you're ultimately a failure. And so my voice, my purpose is to ensure that my community succeeds.
With former Representative Cecil Brockman resigning after facing criminal charges, many voters have expressed concerns about trust and stability in local leadership. How would you work to restore confidence in the office and reassure residents who feel disappointed or uncertain about their representation?
My focus is the people, and so keeping a focus on the people, ensuring that I'm in the streets, just like right here in the community. I'm right here on Washington Street where revitalization is happening with community partnerships, with community collaboration, and so ensuring that continues to happen. I walk the streets of High Point. I will continue to walk the streets of High Point, ensure that their voices are heard, and when I get to Raleigh, I'll fight for their rights.
And how do you think that your experience in education will translate to being in office?
So I've seen, as I shared earlier, I have walked the hallways. I've been the classroom teacher. I've been the support. I've also been the parent. And I'm also a proud graduate of a public school education. So I've never lost touch with that. And I think that's the beauty of the work that I do every day and the touch points that I have every day. And so I think that is what has really fortified me for this role, because I've been in it for so long across multiple states, looked at several policies, looked at inclusivity as it relates to education and the resources. And so I'm no stranger to that work, and here's the opportunity for me to continue that work.
And with the career in education and community leadership, what is one concrete legislative initiative that you would champion to improve student outcomes here in Guilford County?
I definitely think the foundation, and we've already in Guilford County done some of that work, the foundation of our early childhood. We've had some partnerships even in Guilford County over the last 3 years that have raised the literacy of young children. And so we have to continue to focus on those foundation. We also know that every student won't go to college, right? But every student should have an opportunity to pinpoint their own success. And so that means creating workforce opportunities and opportunities for these students, no matter what they choose, to have some options and to succeed.
Some of the biggest things in Guilford County, transit, revitalizing South Main Street here in High Point, affordability, economic growth. How do you plan to work on those things in your time in office if elected?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, continuing to work in the community is very important to me. Just the other night, I was in South High Point and working, and we were literally using little pieces to build what we think a walkable street is and what a safe neighborhood looks like and why trees are necessary. And so I think that collaborative communal work is at the forefront of what we need to ensure that every citizen of High Point has what they need.
And when it comes to jobs and homelessness, what is your stance on that?
People need safe housing and they need access to it, and it needs to be affordable. We are in a housing crisis. There's no secret to that. And so we have to make sure that people have a safe home, because a safe home and a place to lay their head includes dignity, it includes community, and includes opportunity for people to feel successful.
You will be running for the 2026 cycle to go into 2027, but you're also going to want to be considered for the nominee position coming November 15th. Why is it important for people that want you in office for this special election to call their precincts and tell them, hey, my vote should go for Angie?
It's important because you want somebody at the forefront that is not worried about a title, but is concerned about the people. And so often people have said, well, we don't know Dr. A. In fact, she's emerged maybe perhaps from the ashes. I'm not new to High Point. I've just been in preparation for the last 7 years. And so I want people to know that you have a choice. You have a choice, and so does your vote. And so get to the polls, call your precincts, tell people that there are some people that are waiting and prepared to be ready and to run as well as to lead in their community.
Speaking on that, were you prepared to run even if the special election, Cecil Brockman wouldn't have resigned? Were you prepared to run anyway next year?
I am absolutely prepared to run. That was always my plan, is to run December 1st to file for candidacy. So no matter who the special appointment is, I'm prepared and ready to run and to file December 1st.
Just one of my other questions for you. It seems that you have support from commissioners, school leaders, as well as even a state representative. So what do you think that means for you, and as well as, do you think that will help your chances of getting nominated come November 15th?
So everyone needs support. No one can run this race alone. They often say if you want to go slow, go by yourself. But if you want to go fast, go with a group of people. And so I think it's important that you have the right level of support, the right level of mentorship, and the things that we're working on in the state of North Carolina, which are not strange to just our state or unique to just our state, are going to require leaders to work together. They're going to require leaders to collaborate and to build solutions so that our communities can be better.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you think is important for constituents who might call their precincts in the next couple of weeks, or for next year when you're running?
I think it's important to, and I'm just going to reiterate what I have shared earlier, is that you don't have to wait your turn to lead. When purpose calls, you just have to be ready. And so the call has come, and I'm ready to lead.